Yahushua, giving thanks to our power and the Father by him.
Khan, that's what we're doing. This whole thing is, you know, we're going to do it in the name of Hamashiach Yahushua. You know, so with that, our class today is called Tares Amongst the Wheat. And we're going to just basically talk about how Israel is amongst the tares, all right? Because Israel are considered the wheat, okay? And this is just going to be a short study. We're going to go over it real quick. And I want to start off with, can everybody hear me okay?
Yeah.
Everybody can hear me? Okay. All right, so we're going to start off. We're going to start off with Ephesians 4:1. Let's get Ephesians 4:1.
Can you hear me okay? I plugged it up into the speaker.
Yeah, Khan, I got you on it too. Yeah.
Okay, Ephesians 4:1. I, therefore. Let me take it off of here. Therefore, church of the Lord, that ye walk earth of vocation, wherewith ye are called, with all lowliness.
Yeah. It's probably mine. Hold on, Aqua. Hold on, Aqua. Hold on a second. How's that? Can y'all hear me? Can y'all? Is that better?
Hold on, something on my phone. Okay.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Yes, you were echoing when you were speaking, Wahab. So, try it again.
All right. Ephesians chapter 4, verse 1. I, therefore, the prisoner of the Lord, beseech you that ye walk worthy of the vocation wherewith ye are called.
All right, so we're supposed to walk according to the way that we were taught, according to the law, statutes, and commandments. So that's what we're supposed to be doing, and that's how we were called. All right, and we are Israelites, so this is what we're going to go into. Jump over to 5:1 and read to the second verse, Doc.
5:1. Be ye therefore followers of the power as dear children.
Keep going.
And walk in love as Yahushua also has loved us, and hath given himself for us an offering and a sacrifice to the Most High for a sweet-smelling savor.
Right, so we're doing all this in Hamashiach Yahushua's name. We're starting off kind of rough here right now. Hold on one second, Aki. Okay. Let's go to Ephesians 1:4. That's what I wanted to get.
Ephesians 1:4?
Yeah, that's what I wanted. Ephesians 1:4.
Okay. Ephesians chapter 1, verse 4. According as he hath chosen us in him
before the foundation of the world, to be holy and without blame for him in love.
Right. So we're supposed to be what? We're supposed to be holy, right? According as it says, according as he hath chosen us in him before the foundation of the world, that we should be holy. See that? So the Most High has deemed us as a holy people. Go to Leviticus 19:1. The Most High has deemed us from the beginning of time as a holy people, and that's something that has to be almost something that has to be transfigured back into our people's minds, because they've been so brainwashed, man. Our people have been so brainwashed that when you hit them with this truth, you telling them that they're the only holy people, it just blows their mind. Because now Martin Luther King's doctrine is really sunken in to most of our people as we're all the same people. You know what I mean? Everybody thinks that they are the same, that they have the same chances, they have the same breaks, and that's not the truth. Negroes do not have the same chances as a Edomite, as a white man, nor do they have the same chances as a Chinese man. All right, the stuff is stacked against them. Yeah, if they worked hard, then maybe they could achieve what they want. But that's an old saying. Esau ain't never had to work hard for what he got. All right, the so-called Moabites ain't never had to work hard for what they had. They came over to the United States with handouts. All right, just to start businesses. All right. Same thing with the Arabs. They come over here, they get handouts. They could go into a bank right away and get a business loan for over $100,000. You let a Negro who's been in the United States all their life, don't have an ounce of credit, try to go up in the bank and try to get the same thing. They ain't gonna get it. Even if they have established credit, it's not gonna happen. They're gonna make them jump through all kinds of hoops. Okay, so we're a holy people, but we got things stacked up against us because of what our forefathers have done to us. Okay, you got Leviticus 19:1 out?
Yes.
Read that.
Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy.
Right, so this only applies to the children of Israel, and that's a hard pill to swallow for a lot of people. They can't understand how the children of Israel are holy. These Negroes are holy. It's impossible. They're no better than us. But see, that's the whole point about the Most High making the Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians the underdog. He want to break them down to the lowest of the lowest so they could be the underdog and turn around and get everything. All right? The last will be first, and the first will be last. Read that again, Leviticus 19:1.
And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy.
Okay, so now this is a label that the Most High put on His people, a holy people. So now, what comes along with those holy people are laws, statutes, and commandments. Now read on out.
Ye shall fear every man his mother and his father, and keep my Sabbath. I am the Lord your God.
Right, so the Most High is saying, and what the Most High is saying here, you're supposed to fear your father and your mother. And there's a scripture, I believe it's in the New Testament, where Paul said, treat all elderly women as your mother and all elderly men as your fathers. You know, you give them the same respect. Okay, read verse 4 out.
Turn ye not unto idols, or make yourselves open gods.
Right.
I am the Lord your God.
I am the Most High, your power. Okay.
Oh, you want me to read it like that or straight?
Yeah, we together, so you can read it like that.
Okay.
All right. So let's go from there. Let's get into the study. Go to Deuteronomy 7:1. Deuteronomy 7:1. You're going to read to the 4th verse.
All right. Deuteronomy,
go ahead.
7 verse. When the Most High thy power shall bring thee into the land whither thou goest to possess it, and have cast out many nations before thee, the Hittites, and the Girgashites, and the Amorites, and the Canaanites, and the Perizzites, and the Hivites, and the Jebusites, 7 nations greater and mightier than thou.
Right, and all those other people who consider themselves electric lights. You know, everybody think they brighter than Israel, you know what I'm saying? But they ain't brighter than us. You know, all these are African Hamitic nations, man. These are Hamitic nations right here. All right, read on out.
And when the Most High thy power shall deliver them before thee, and thou shalt smite them and utterly destroy them, thou make no covenant with them, nor show mercy unto them.
Stop right there. So the Most High is telling you right there, we was never supposed to go hand in hand with our enemies. Never, right? Most High deemed that from the beginning. Go ahead, Ak.
For they will turn away thy son from following. Neither shalt thou make marriages with them. Thy daughter shall not give unto his son, nor his daughter shalt thou take unto thy son.
Come on.
For they will turn away thy son from following me, that they may serve other gods. So will anger the Most High be. So will the anger of the Most High be kindled against you and destroy thee suddenly.
Right, the anger is going to. The Most High could destroy you suddenly, man. You get with these other nations, the Most High he could turn around and destroy you suddenly. You may not even make it to 50 or 40 or 60 or 70 when you get with these other nations. Okay, because just think, okay, so you marry an Edomite man or as a woman, or you as a man you marry an Edomite woman. Okay, now that woman, if she don't want to bend to the truth, she's gonna continue to eat all those foods, right? She's gonna pollute your kitchen. I mean, we got Israelite people that are doing that too. But just say if you was of the world, and you was living like this with the heathens. You're going to eat everything that they eat. They're going to be introducing you to things that their family, like a Hawaiian, for example. You got some Hawaiians, man, they eat pig, they eat seafood raw. They don't even cook it. You got all kinds of worms and stuff in seafood, okay? And here you are, Israelite, eating the stuff, and it don't even take to your stomach the same way. Your life expectancy on the earth is not going to be very long. You're going to die real quick, okay? Because your body can't handle all those different maggots or whatever they got in them in your body. Your body can't digest it like the other nations. Like Esau eating red meat, red steaks with blood in it, rare. What do they call them? They eat rare or medium rare. Man, that stuff, you can't cook all that stuff, all the worms and maggots and eggs out of that. You know, if it got blood in it, it's still living. The maggots is living off that blood in it. And here you are putting it in your stomach. That'll tear you up, man. Put that in your stomach. You'll be sick for days. You'll be wondering why you're going to the bathroom 3 or 4 days. All right? Go ahead, Ak.
But thus shall ye deal with them. Ye shall destroy their altars.
Right. This is if you deal with them. You should destroy their altars. Go ahead.
And break down their images.
All right. Come on.
And cut down their groves.
Come on.
And burn their graven images with fire.
Right. Why did he say burn their graven images and cut down their groves? Because when we get into the kingdom, when we go back to the kingdom again, all these other nations are going to be serving the Most High too. They're not going to be serving other gods. They're not going to bring their Buddha into the kingdom or their eight-legged octopus god into the kingdom, or their fish god into the kingdom. That's not going to happen. We all going to be serving the same God, every nation. The scriptures in Revelation 22 said, and the leaves of the 12 trees will be for healing. That's going to be of the 12 tribes. We're going to be healing the people by teaching them the laws. We represent the leaves of the branches. Okay? We're going to be healing the nations based on us teaching them the law, statutes, and commandments. Okay? So read on out. Where you at?
Verse 6.
Okay, you're in verse 6. Read to the 8th verse. Go ahead.
For thou art an holy people.
Here it is again. The Most High said we are holy people. Again. Go ahead.
Unto the Most High thy power. The Most High thy power hath chosen thee to be a special people unto himself. Above all people.
Stop right there. So he said above all people. That should be really capitalized. Those 3 words. Because people that read that, they read right over that. They see it, they just run right through that. They don't even consider what that's really saying. Above, that means to be highly above someone else. Alright? Like them looking up at you and you looking down at them. Alright? Above all people. Go ahead, Ak.
The Most High did not
Started above all people?
Above all people that are upon the face of the earth.
Come on.
The Most High did not set his love upon you, nor choose you, because ye were more in number than any people. For ye were the fewest of all people.
For ye were the fewest of all people. Now the Most High said that if we did not keep his laws, that we wouldn't shine as the brightness of the stars anymore. He said that. Alright? And we will decrease in number. And we're getting almost to the fewest again, even though we're like multitudes upon multitudes on the earth. We're dying. Okay? Go ahead, Ike.
But because the Most High loved you, and because he would keep the oath which he had sworn unto your fathers, as the Most High brought you out with a mighty hand, and redeemed you out of the house of bondmen from the hand of Pharaoh, king of Egypt.
Right, so this is what the Most High did once before, and he's going to do it again. Okay? Go to Isaiah 11 and 11. He did it then with Pharaoh because he made an oath to our forefathers. Okay? If he made an oath, he's not going to change. The Most High said he does not repent. Alright? For something that he does. So if he makes an oath, that's the thing that bonds us to the Most High, is that he keeps his oath. He doesn't break it. Alright? That's why we still living in sin, because that was an oath that Adam broke. Now that sin has to run its course. We have to continue to go off until judgment is served. And the Most High, the way he deals with things is in sevens. Okay? Go ahead, Art.
And it shall come to pass, Isaiah 11, chapter 11. And it shall come to pass in that day that the Most High shall set his hand again the second time to recover the remnant of his people, which shall be left from Assyria, and from Egypt, and from Pathros, and from Cush, and from Elam, and from Shinar, and from Hamath, and from the islands of the sea. And from the
islands of the sea. That's including America and all the other islands of the sea. Okay? Because back then it was really just an island, you know, back in those days. Nobody knew about this place over here in America. Okay? So all these places is where we're going to be pulled out of. You got Israelites scattered amongst all these nations. Go ahead, Art.
And he shall set up an ensign for the nation. And assemble the outcasts of Israel, and gather together the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth.
So he gonna gather us back, and Judah has been dispersed in the four corners of the earth. So that Holocaust that happened over there in Europe, if all those people went back to Jerusalem, that's a lie, because the scripture said we was dispersed to all four corners of the earth. And the Most High said that his hand was going to be the hand to bring us back. All right? So that's what's going on. That's what's going on now. We're waking up. Okay? So let's go to Judges 2 and 2. Judges 2 and 2. Because see, the thing is, our people following this Martin Luther King doctrine and got us so messed up, man, that, you know, we're going to die with this Martin Luther King doctrine going hand in hand. You know? When we were off to ourselves, we had more doctors, more lawyers, more judges, more engineers, physicians, than any time that we ever had before, other than before the time of Hamashiach. Okay? We were doing good, we were successful, we were building up our own cities and our own communities, and you know, once we joined hand in hand, we started going down. There's more people who are in prison today than the people that was released out of slavery in 1847. Can you believe that? It's ridiculous, man. I'm talking about Negroes. Yeah. Read that out.
The book of Judges, chapter 2, verse 2. And ye shall make no league with the inhabitants of this land. Ye shall throw down their altars, but ye have not obeyed my voice.
Right. We have not obeyed the voice of the Most High, Hamashiach. All right. Go ahead.
Why have ye done this?
Right. Come on.
Therefore, I also said, I will not drive them out before you.
Right? That's what's going on. That's what's going on now, right? Most High, he told us not to make a league with them, but now we done join hand in hand with these heathens. All right? And the heathens are not Israel. All right? The heathens are not Israel. The heathens are the other nations. Okay? I mean, think about it. I mean, Israel to be heathens, that mean that they will have to follow the ways of the heathens. What other people are following the ways of the heathens than us? You know, we're following the ways of the heathens full-hearted. We were the only immigrants brought here. All right? Actually, we weren't immigrants. We were actually just brought here in captivity. Everybody else is an immigrant. We're the only ones who are not immigrants, but we're still following the ways of the heathens. We've been beat into submission by the Most High. Go ahead, I.
Wherefore I also said, I will not drive them out before you, but they shall be as thorns in your side.
Right.
And their God shall be a snare unto you.
Right. See that? So he said that their God shall be a snare unto you. That's why we worship January, February, March, April, May. I mean, like Priest Diamond said, man, we got to stop saying the days. Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Those are gods, man. We got to get out of the habit of saying those days because those are gods. Just like we came up, brothers started saying Hamashiach Yahushua. You know, we had to be taught that. So it's the same thing with saying the days of the week. All we have to say is the 10th day. It's the 10th of the month. It's the 11th of the month. It's the 12th. That's all we got to say. And when you say the name of the day, you just repent. You know what I mean? Just repent. Because sometimes you're on your job and you might have to say the name just so you tell somebody on your job, yeah, it's the 20th day. They're like, no, what's the day? What's the day? Oh, I need to know the day. But what was yesterday? You know what I'm saying? What was yesterday? You was here yesterday. What was yesterday? Yeah, put it back on them. You know what I mean? But it's a way of thought. We got to change the way we think. You know what I'm saying? Go ahead, Ak. You stopped at 3?
That was the end of 3.
Okay, so good. So we're going to Deuteronomy. Let's go to Deuteronomy 28 and 15, Ak. Actually, go to Ezra's 9 and 14. Ezra's 9 and 14, right after Job. Right, what is that? Right before Job. I'm sorry, right before Job. Right before Nehemiah. Ezra's 9 and 14.
You said Esther?
Ezra's in the Bible, not in the Apocrypha. Ezra's.
Yeah, oh.
Yeah.
Ezra's 9 and 14?
Con.
Okay. Should we again break thy commandment? It's arrived.
Go ahead, Ak.
Should we again break thy commandment and join in affinity with the people of these abominations?
Right. Affinity means forever. It's just like the word Google. Google is a number. You know what I'm saying? People go on the internet all the time and oh, I'm on Google. I have a Google account. Don't even know what Google is. Google is like one of the highest numbers there is. Google. All right. Infinity. Cause basically Esau is basically saying that he's just like God. You know, with Google, you put in anything, you type anything in there. You can type anything. Yeah, we're here. Can you hear us? Can you hear us? All right. Go ahead. Okay, you can hear me? Come on. So, you know, Google is just like these people's gods, all right? So when you type something in, you type a question in, I want to know how high the sky is. It'll give you an answer. You get about 20 different hits, all right? So basically, he's trying to show you, hey, man, anything you want to know, I'm God. Just ask me a question. I know what's what, all right? So the same thing with infinity. Infinity is a forever. It's like an infinite number, all right? Start from the top again, I'll read.
Should we again break thy commandments and join in affinity with the people of the abomination?
Come on.
Wouldst not thou be angry with us
Right.
till thou hadst consumed us, so that there should be no more remnant nor escaping?
Right, and that's what's going on now. You know, us that's waking up, we know we catching hell. We afflicted. Look at all the things that Esau done did to us, man, since we've been here.
Has left the conference.
Look at all the things that Esau done did to us since we've been in captivity. Basically, we already know he rules over us, all right? And then on top of that, he putting usury fees on us, unjust wages. We got men out of order. We got women out of order, children out of order, homosexuals in our presence. We got people breaking the Sabbath at will, all right? We got idolatry, sun worship, thievery, fornication, adultery, lust, lasciviousness. We got all these things going on. Changing of times. We talk about that all the time at camp. Debates. You got debates about nothing. These debates are just a waste of time, man. Liars. We got liars in our midst. People talking about, hey, you want to sign this thing to vote for a president? You know, petitions. You know what I'm saying? You know, who ain't our people. I mean, you read Deuteronomy 18:18, tells you who we're supposed to vote for, those who had the best interest for us, not someone else. None of these presidents who ever ran never had the interest for us. Not one. We still in the same situation we was in when we was in slavery today, if not worse. All right? Homes defiled. We got brothers and sisters who are living in homes. They got mildew. That's a form of leprosy. You know what I'm saying? Mold and stuff all on their buildings. You go through Oakland or go through parts of Richmond, and a lot of them homes that Jake's staying in, them houses got mold all in it, man. The sheetrock is all probably 100 years old. They got, instead of having what do you call that, R12 in the middle of the partition, what they call I can't think of the name. What they put between the partition and the sheetrock? I say R12, but it's like installation, you know.
Fiberglass stuff?
Fiberglass installation. But some of these houses in Oakland, man, been around so long that if you break down some of their wall, and I've seen you tear down some of the sheetrock, they got newspaper in there, man. Because back then they was building their own homes, man. You got some people who was building their own homes and they didn't have money to go buy installation. Jake, you know how Jake is. He Mickey Mouse everything. He put newspaper in there to keep it warm in his house. But that's why when the fire jump off, the whole house just light up like a match. You know. Then you know, it's all kinds of, you know, we despised by all nations. On top of that, homes defiled. Like I said, all products, basically every product in America uses pork, shellfish, or some form of abominable beast as the elements. You know, that's why we got to pray over everything. You know, demonic music, videos. You know what I'm saying? Don't know our God or His name. You know, people frown on their own heritage. We out there teaching them, and they frown on their own heritage. We telling them they the greatest people, and they frown on that, saying we something wrong with us. And then we break it down to them and show them all the facts, and they still want to fight with us. But you know, the Most High said the wicked won't even understand. So these are the things that we're dealing with. That's why the Most High said, read that again, Ezra 9:14.
Has arrived.
Read that out.
Go on.
Read Ezra 9:14 out. Go ahead.
Oh. Should we again break thy commandments and join in affinity with the people of these abominations? Wouldst not thou be angry with us till thou hast consumed us?
Alright. Go ahead.
Oh, consumed us, so that there should be no remnant nor escaping?
Right. There's no remnant nor escaping, man. The Most High, every time we go hand in hand with these people, the Most High condemn us. You know? We get some money, get a little raise, get overtime, whatever, and as soon as we get it, car breakdown. You know what I'm saying? 2nd Ezra chapter 2, you know? Prepare yourself for temptation. You know? Alright, go to Deuteronomy 28:15. Deuteronomy 28:15. Yeah, read that, because our people, man, I mean, everything is right there before their faces, and they still don't question. Jake just going about his business. Oh, okay, I'll just go one day at a time. Jake ain't even thinking why this stuff is happening, man. They don't even understand why they're in the situation that they're in. Read that.
But it shall come to pass, if thou wilt not hearken unto the voice of the Most High thy power, to observe to do all his commandments and his statutes, which I commanded thee this day, that all these curses shall come upon thee and overtake thee.
Right, all these curses are going to come upon thee and overtake thee. That's what's going on. You know what I mean? Go to the 48th verse. And these curses have been in existence on us since the days of Moses. Every time we went off. All right, this is how you're able to determine who the real children of Israel are, an ancient people. Go ahead, 48.
Therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies.
Stop right there. So it says, therefore shalt thou serve thine enemies. A lot of people don't think we have enemies, but these are going to be some of the clues which you know how we serve our enemies. Go ahead.
Which the Most High shall send against thee in hunger.
We know in hunger, everything Burger King, McDonald's, Winco, Safeway, you know, all these Taco Bell, Kentucky Fried Chicken, and hunger, because we own none of those places or establishments. In hunger, go ahead.
And in thirst.
In thirst, all the water departments, the water products, all right, the Sani, all the stuff, man. Go ahead.
And in nakedness.
All the clothes places, Macy's, Target, Walmart, Sears, you know, even Goodwill going up on their prices. You know, that has to be a place that Jake could come up quick. Now Goodwill going up on their prices. You know, the rich folks done caught on to that. The more clothes that they donate, the bigger write-off they have at the end of the year. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And in want of all things.
And in want of all things, everything that we have, like David Sterling, you know, he spoke on that. They have, you know, I've given them cars, I've given them houses, I've given them food, and want of all things, you know. Our enemies rule over us. Go ahead.
And he shall put a yoke of iron upon thy neck.
Now that's not even physical anymore. That's more spiritual than anything. It used to be physical, but now it's spiritual. Okay? That yoke of iron is still on our neck. Go ahead.
And until he has destroyed thee.
Until he has destroyed us, Ak. You know, that's heavy, Ak. And that's what's going on. We destroy for a lack of knowledge, our people. Go to the 64th verse, Ak.
And the Lord shall scatter thee among all people.
And the Most High shall scatter thee among all people. Go ahead.
From the one end of the earth, even unto the other, and there thou shalt serve other gods.
Right, we just read that in the other one. Shall we go into affinity with worshiping their gods and anger our God? It's the same thing Ezra was talking about. Come on.
Which neither thou nor thy fathers have known.
Mm-hmm.
Wood and stone.
Even wood and stone. Come on.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease.
Right, well, we can't find ease. Me and Barzal was talking about that the other day. You're like, man, I just got off work. I'm tired, man. I can't wait to get home. You get home, now you sleepy. You like, you be trying not to go to bed because you know as soon as you close your eyes, 5 minutes later you getting up. Like, dang, I gotta go to work. Can't wait for it to be night. You know what I mean? It's the same thing every day. It's like a rut. You in a rut. You know what I mean? And this is what the Most High is talking about. When do you really have time to study the word of the Most High when you got to work for a living all the time? Yeah, kings don't have that problem. Priests never had that problem. They just study all day. You know what I mean? But when do we really have time to study? That's why we know that this word is waking up our people, because we finding time even while we working to read the Bible. You know, you got brothers told us the other day, he's on the toilet. Every time he get a break or he go to the bathroom at work, he reading the scriptures. You know what I mean? So, I mean, this is heavy, man. Go ahead, Ak.
And among these nations shalt thou find no ease, neither shall the sole of thy foot have rest.
Mm-hmm.
But the Most High shall give thee there a trembling heart, and failing of the eyes, and sorrow of mind.
And that's what's going on now. You know, you got some brothers and sisters who don't even like being black. They still got that same pride. I talked to a sister the other day. She said her mom hate the complexion of her skin. She hate being dark. You know, that's nonsense, man. We still got people out there that hate their skin complexion. Madness, man. When you show them in the scriptures that even Yahushua was dark chocolate man. You know what I mean? You showing it was the Solomon, Song of Solomon 1 and 5. Solomon said, I am black but handsome. You know what I'm saying? We still got to overcome those things when we talk to our people. Showing them, hey man, you the greatest people. Look, your skin complexion is just like the Most High. Our people need to hear that, man. It's a heavy thing. Go to Deuteronomy 29:28. All right? The Most High. Go ahead.
And the Most High rooted them out of their land in anger, and in great indignation.
Wait a minute. The Most High don't get mad though. It says, read that again.
And the Most High rooted them out of their land in anger, and in wrath,
right,
and in great indignation.
Come on.
Cast them into another land, as it is this day.
Right, as it is this day. So the Most High was angry. He was so angry, he rooted us out of the land, man. Casted us out. That's why they know Israelite over there in Israel today. Not even the brothers who left Chicago and went to Desmona. They technically they not in Israel. They're in the land of Canaan. Okay, that's where they at. And the Most High said that we was going to get that land too. He said that Canaan was going to enlarge because of Israel. All right, they would be our servant. That's why we went into Africa, because we knew that was our land, Canaan. He was going to be our servant. Okay, so he basically rooted us out of the land.
What?
Yeah. Go ahead.
What's that last scripture? Deuteronomy 9 and 28.
That was 29 and 28. Con. Read 29. All right.
Okay.
The secret things belong unto the Most High our power, but those things which are revealed belong unto us and to our children forever.
Right.
That we may do all the words of this law.
And that's what we're doing, man. We're trying to come back to our understanding of who we are. We're coming back to the secret things that the Most High deemed to us and our forefathers. So that's what's going on now, the awakening. Give me Lamentations 4 and 22. All right? How you doing, man? Okay, you all right reading?
Yeah.
Okay, come. Go to Lamentations after Jeremiah. Lamentations 4 and 22, a little small chapter.
Okay, Lamentations 4 and 22.
Come.
All right.
And we're going to find out who took us to the faraway land. How did we get to America? Is it written in the Bible? Okay, let's find out if it's written in the Bible. Read that out.
4 and 22. The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished,
Right.
O daughter of Zion.
Stop. So the punishment, Most High said that he rooted us out and scattered us into four corners of the earth. What are we doing now? Serving our judgment, serving our punishment in prison. That's what we're in prison right now until that judgment is finished. And now we're at the end of our judgment. Now we're getting out of prison. Okay? Start at the top again.
The punishment of thine iniquity is accomplished.
Right.
O daughter of Zion.
That's us. Zion is Israel. Come on.
He will no more carry thee away into captivity.
Stop, because this is the last captivity. This is the last captivity of Israel. All the other captivities we've been through, this is the final captivity. Go ahead, Ak.
He will visit thine iniquity, O daughter of.
Right? Go ahead.
He will discover thy sins.
He will discover thy sins. So who carried us away? The daughter of Edom. All these children of Esau, which is called the daughter of Edom, as a whole nation of Edomites, they carried us away into captivity. See that? They carried us. Read verse 21 out.
Rejoice, Rejoice and be glad, O daughter of Edom.
Right now, this is their time to rejoice because this is their time. But now they're at the end of their time. Go ahead.
That dwelleth in the land of food.
Stop right there. Wherever they are, that's their capital, Uz. All right? Or Basra. Wherever Edom is, that's their capital. Just like wherever we are, that's our capital. Jerusalem is here. Wherever Israel is. Okay? Wherever Israel is, that's where Zion is. Okay? Same thing with Edom. Wherever they are, that their capital is there. Basra, Uz. Okay? Come on.
The cup also shall pass through unto thee.
Right, so that cup is the cup that we had to drink. We had to drink that cup of judgment. Okay? So now they're going to have to drink the cup of judgment. Come on.
Thou shalt be drunken and shalt make thyself naked.
Right, now they're going to make themselves naked. Because right now we're naked. We're naked from our power. But now we're starting to clothe ourselves back with the commandments. The breath of life is coming back up in us. I'm going to read this real quick. All right. 2 Ezra chapter 6 and 9. For Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. Okay, so that's the new world that's coming, Jacob's world. Everything is done by ages. Okay, there's a time for everything, Solomon said. The age of Esau is now, which is coming to an end. The age of Jacob is next. Okay, everything has its age. When you look at the Aztecs and the Mayans, they had ages. Their calendars is not based on the end of the world. It's the end of a certain world, but not end of the world itself from rotating and all that. It's talking about an existence of time that certain people are going to be ruling, and their time frame is going to come to an end. All right. So now Esau is coming to the end of his days, and Jacob is about to begin his time. Okay. Okay, all right, so you read Lamentations. Let's go to Micah 4 and 10. Micah 4 and 10. All right. Everybody all right out there? Everybody okay? Can everybody hear me? Come on. All right. Give Micah 4 and 10 for me, all right?
Yeah, I got, oops, sorry.
All right, go ahead.
Micah 4:10. Then said the Most High, Thou hast had pity on the Lord, for the which thou hast not labored, neither madest it grow, which came up in the night.
Hold on, that's Micah 4 and 10?
Oh, no, I'm sorry, that was Jonah. I'm sorry.
That's a good one, too, because we're going to touch on Jonah. That's a good one, too. Micah 4 and 10.
Be in pain and labor to bring forth, O daughter of Zion,
Right.
like a woman in travail. For now shalt thou go forth out of the city, and thou shalt dwell in the field.
Right, we dwelling in the field right now. Israel is in the field right now as we speak. Come on.
And thou shalt go even to Babylon.
Where are we at today? We're in Babylon. Come on.
There shalt thou be delivered.
Right, we're going to be delivered out of this place called the Mystery Babylon. Come on.
There the Lord shall redeem thee from the hand of thine enemy.
The Most High, he made sure he stressed that there. You know, he begins each sentence after the semicolon with a there. That there is America. That there is Europe. That there is Babylon, okay? There shall thou be delivered. There the Most High shall redeem thee from the land, from the hand of thine enemies. Okay? Read verse 11.
Now also many nations are gathered against thee, that say, let her be defiled.
Right, that's what they doing us. They doing that now. They defiling us every way, which way they can. Like I said earlier about all the things Esau's done to us with usury fees, TV, videos, music. He's defiling us every way he can. Come on.
And let our eyes look upon Zion.
So that's what we're doing now. We're looking upon Israel, trying to get our brothers and sisters to wake up. Okay? So go from there. That was Micah. Go to Hosea 8 and 8. Let me show you how Israel is today. This is what we look like today. Hosea 8:8. This is Israel today. You know, people always talk about the Gentiles. All right. Well, Israel is scattered amongst the Gentiles and calling themselves Gentiles. Right.
Mm-hmm.
Read that.
Oh, yeah, I was waiting for that. Right. Israel is swallowed up, and now shall they be among the Gentiles as a vessel wherein is no pleasure.
Right, we're a vessel wherein is no pleasure. Look at Jake today, man. I was riding through East Oakland today, man. Now all you see is graffiti on the walls everywhere, man. The buildings are all torn down. They got gates in front, crackheads just sitting on the doggone concrete, just sitting there, man. It's just a mess, man. I don't know. I'm trying to figure out who owned the buildings, man. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking Esau is just gonna just pretty much just eventually just bulldozer everything and push Jake completely out and start building new condominiums and stuff. You know what I mean? East Oakland is just done, man. It's toe up. Jake is just sitting there without a clue. You know what I mean? And that's what he meant right there when he says, as a vessel wherein is no pleasure. And you know, this is something, you know, when you talk to a so-called white man or a Chinese man, you tell them about our people, they're like, oh, you got a chance. But then when you ride through the hood, you ride through somewhere like that, and you looking around, Jake ain't got a chance, man. He ain't got a damn chance. You know? And the same way it is in East Oakland or West Oakland, it's the same way all around America, man. You go to every city, it's the same way. You go through certain parts of Harlem, Queens, Brooklyn, the Bronx. You go down in Houston, 5th Ward, Acres Homes. You go to Chicago, Windy City, Southside Chicago. It's the same thing all over. Detroit, you know what I mean? Oklahoma. Jake is in the corners of these cities, just toe up, man. And that's why I always say, any child that can make it out of the hood, that's a strong child, man. That's a strong child. You know, because all the things that they had to overcome. You think a little Edomite got a chance to do that? Edomites, they don't have to deal with gangs on every corner or carrying your backpack and everybody laughing at you because you're carrying your books to school. You know, that's Jake. That's how stupid Jake is, man. Just destroyed. You know what I mean? But you know what? That's why a new day is coming. The Most High is waking us up. He's waking us up, man. You know? So let's go to, where was we at? So we just read Hosea 8:8?
Yeah.
Let's get Micah 5:7 out. Let's go back to Micah. Now, Israel is as a vessel wherein there is no pleasure, man. Nobody wants to be pleasured by Israel. There's nothing that Israel could do. You know? They envy us because of our health, man, how strong we are, man. Even though we on crack and stuff, we still strong, man. They still take our liver and our kidney if they could. You know what I mean? Micah 5:7.
And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people.
Right.
That they do.
Read it again. Read it from the top again, out.
The remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as they do from the Most High.
Right. So the remnant of Jacob is going to be in the midst of many people. Isn't Israel in the midst of many people? Look who, we was here first, really. Esau brought us over here. I mean, well, American Indians was here. Jacob was here, you know, and he was black. The Amazons that was in California, Queen Caliph, that's where they got the name California from. She was a sister. You know, she had woolly hair, had an afro. You know what I'm saying? But we was here before everybody. But now, since America has gained momentum on letting people come into this country as immigrants, now everybody's here. It's a melting pot. You got Chinese here, you got Japanese here, you got Burmese here, you got Arabs here, you got Europeans from all different parts of Edomite nations here. You know what I'm saying? You got everybody here. Africans here, Filipinos, Armenians, everybody's here. You know, and that's what it's saying, how we're amongst the midst of the people. Read that again, 5:7.
And the remnant of Jacob shall be in the midst of many people, as they do from the Most High.
Think about that. He said we're going to be in the midst. All right? I mean, in your mind, you can visualize that, right? How we in the midst of many people. Go ahead.
As the showers upon the grass. And carry it not for a man, nor waiteth for the sons of men.
Right. And that's plain. Somebody got a question? Somebody got a question?
No.
Okay. Go to Malachi 4 and 5, all right? Malachi 4 and 5. So now that we're in the midst of the Gentiles, let's find out what are we supposed to do now that we're in the midst of the Gentiles. What do we have with us when we came to America? All right. You got it out?
Yeah, I'm big.
Malachi 4 and 5.
Behold, I will send you Elijah, the prophet, before the coming of the great and dreadful day of the Lord.
Now, when you read that, and somebody come up and you in camp, or you just talking to somebody on a bus or in a building, and you tell them Elijah already came, they're like, who was he? Was he Elijah Muhammad, like the Muslims say? No, Elijah was, that spirit came while we was in slavery here in America. While we was in slavery, that spirit was already here. Our people already knew who they was. All we doing is carrying on the torch. All right. William Crawley, what was his name? Barzal? William Crawley?
Was that right?
Huh? William Crawley, back in the early 1900s, you know, Esau think that he started all this. He didn't start this, man. We had this in slavery. We had this when we was in slavery here in America. That's why we was singing all those songs, Kumbaya, Come By Here, Lord. You know, all those songs that we sung it because we knew that we was the children of Israel. We already had those songs in us. We couldn't read. Where do you think we got that stuff from? You're sitting there singing those songs, you know, hip bone connected to the other bone, you know, the toe bone connected to the foot bone. Ezekiel, connect them bones. That's how the song start off. You know? Go ahead, Ike. Malachi.
What's the last scripture?
Malachi 4 and 5. Read that out. Go ahead, Lahab.
And he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children.
Right. It says fathers. It says he shall turn the heart of the fathers to the children. Come on.
And the heart of the children to their fathers.
Come on.
Lest I come and smite the earth with a curse.
With a curse. So that spirit has already came. That's why we're waking up. We've been waking up for the last 100 years. All right. So let's go from there to that was Malachi. Go to 2 Kings 22, 3. We're gonna read from verse 3 to verse 8 out. Let's go to 2 Kings. Let's see what our forefathers did, because our forefathers, there was times where Israel lost the Bible based on being in captivity. Sometimes they lost it. You know what I mean? And when they didn't have it, they was running the temple. They still knew that they was Israel, and they still knew they had to have the temple. But the way they ran the temple was just like our people running the churches today. The Creflo Dollars and the TD Jakes, they was running it back just like they was running it today. 2 Kings, you got it?
Yeah, I got it, but you said...
Chapter 22, verse 3.
Oh, 22.
Yeah, read this. Let's find out how our forefathers, what they did when they found the book of the law.
And it came to pass in the 18th year of King Josiah,
come on.
King Shaphan, the son of Azariah, the son of Meshullam, the scribe, to the house of the Lord, saying, Go up to Hilkiah, the high priest, that he may sum the silver which is brought into the house of the Lord.
Of the Most High? Go ahead.
the house of the Most High, which the keepers of the door have gathered of the people.
Right, so at this time they was rebuilding the temple, okay? They was rebuilding the temple, and they needed money to rebuild it. So people was actually paying building offering to get this building rebuilt, this temple. All right, come on. And this was after the days of Solomon. This is when the 12 tribes split into 2 kingdoms. Come on.
And let them deliver it into the land of the doers.
Into the hand, into the hand of the doers of the work. Come on.
That have the oversight of the house of the Most High, and let them give it to the doers of the work which is in the house of the Most High, to repair the breaches of the house.
Come on.
Unto carpenters and builders and masons.
Masons are those who deal with stones and concrete. So you had your carpenters, builders, and masons in there. All right, go ahead.
And to buy timber and hewn stone to repair the house.
So Israel had to buy timber. Who was they buying it from back then? Because they was in captivity too. They was coming out of captivity. All right. They had to go. Some of them went to their enemy. Some of them had to buy it from each other. You know what I mean? Come on.
Hewn stone, is that
Hewn stone is like cobblestone. Cobblestone. You ever seen cobblestone? Like they put it on ships. They put it on ships to keep the ships balanced. All right, that's probably the cheapest way for them to get stones. They got hewn stones. You could get them out of the side of a mountain or side of a cliff. Hewn stones. You break it out with a chisel. Okay, hewn stones. Okay. Go ahead. And you see it a lot. You see it a lot when you like go to ports or you go like to wharfs, like fishermen wharfs, and look at the ground. A lot of times the ships when they docked in America, a lot of times when the ships docked in America, what they did as soon as they docked, they took the stones out and they used that to put in the sand so they could walk on the ground and not sink because they was carrying stuff up on the land on the dry part. So I mean, you could go into San Francisco right now and see that. You go over to the Pacific area, like where Fisherman Wharf is, and look on the ground. You see all these cobblestones, hewn stones on the ground. Okay, and all they did was just take it off the ship because it just kept the ship balanced. Just think, if Esau had, even though they were stacking their slave ships up with full of slaves, sometimes they had empty ships. When they let all those slaves off, what do you think the ship had to still balance itself? They just couldn't just sail out there in the sea. You'd tip over. You ain't talking about the ships we got today. They had to put stones on that ship to keep it balanced. You know what I mean? That's why, matter of fact, that's why when you read, not even read, there was an old movie called Green Acres? It was a black movie. It was a black movie. It showed black actors playing Bible figures. I forget the name of the movie. But Noah, the guy that played Noah, he told the Most High, sitting in his house, he said, I need 2 kegs of wine to balance the ship out. You know, because the kegs of wine are heavy. The Most High was like, no, all you need is 1. Noah's thinking about getting drunk. You know what I'm saying? He's like, no, I need 2. And they sitting there going back and forth. Most High had lightning come out the sky. I said 1. You know? So read on, all right? Verse 7.
Wow.
Verse 7, all right?
Howbeit, there was no reckoning made with him of the money that was delivered into their hands. Because they kept faith.
Right, so they didn't have to worry about somebody stealing the money. Come on.
And Hilkiah, the high priest, said unto Shaphan the scribe, I have found the book of the law in the house of the Most High.
He found the book of the law in the temple. Look at that. Wow. Come on.
And Hilkiah gave the book to Shaphan, and he read it.
Right, he read it. Come on.
And Shaphan the scribe came to the king and brought King word again, and brought the king word again, and said, my servants have gathered the money that was found in the house,
Right.
and have delivered into the hand of them that do the work, that have foresight of the house of the Most High.
Right, that was one. Now he about to hit him with the big one. He told him about the money they found. Now he about to hit him with the big one. Go ahead.
And Shaphan the scribe showed the king, saying, Hilkiah the priest has delivered me a book. And Shaphan read it before the king. And it came to pass, when the king had heard the words of the book of the law, that he rent his clothes.
He said, oh my goodness, the Most High blessed us with the book of the law again. You know what I'm saying? He was so happy he ripped his clothes, man. You know, they found the book of the law. See, our people knew how to use it. Today, we don't know how to use the Bible, man. You know, the Israelites do, but the rest of the world don't know how to use it. You see what I'm saying? This priest was so happy he ripped his clothes. Like now we ain't about to go off no more. You know? Come on. Read drop down to verse 18 now.
But to the king of Judah, which sent you to inquire of the Most High, thus shall ye say to him, thus saith the Most High.
I'm sorry. The slack here. Go to verse 13. I didn't mean to say 18. Verse 13. 13.
Go ye, inquire of the Most High for me,
Right.
and for the people, and for all Judah, concerning the words of this book that is found.
So we supposed to go out and inquire the people of this book. That's why we go out on the highways and byways, man. People say, why are you guys going out there teaching? You can just keep it in your heart. No, even this priest told our brethren to go out there on the highways and byways and get the people to start to ask questions so they can learn about the understanding of the law. You know what I'm saying? We supposed to be doing the same thing. Come on.
Concerning the words of this book that is found, for great is the wrath of the Most High that is kindled against us, because our fathers have not hearkened unto the words of this book.
All right, come on.
To do according unto all that which is written concerning us.
Right. So that's pretty much says it all right there. That's why we go out on the highways and byways. Right? That's why we out there. So let's go from there. Let's go to Matthew 22 and 1. We're going to show you another example. Matthew 22 and 1. And read down to the 9th verse. So the king sent them out to do that, right? The king sent them out there to go out on the highways and byways and inquire the people to understand the book. Go ahead. Matthew 22, 1 and 9. We're almost done. Come on.
22 and 1, right?
Yeah. Read.
And Yahushua answered and spake unto them again by parables, and said, the kingdom of heaven is like unto a certain king, which made a marriage for his son.
Right, so this was a king that made a marriage for his son. This is really speaking about the Most High and the son Hamashiach. Come on.
And sent forth his servants to call them that were bidden to the wedding, and they would not come.
Right, and so this king sent out his, sent out his son, or sent out his servants to do the same thing that the king did in 2 Kings chapter 22. Right? Come on.
Again, he sent forth other servants, telling them which are bidden, behold, I have prepared my dinner, my oxen and my fatlings are killed, and all things are ready. Come unto the marriage.
Come unto the marriage. When we go out there, that's what we tell them, brothers and sisters. Come to the marriage, man. Come and eat the supper, man, that we have for you. Come on.
made light of it.
They made light of it. Our people, they walk by us. You watch the videos. You see people just walking back and forth in front of us. They making light of it. Come on.
And went their ways. One to his farm, another to his merchandise.
Right. One going to the store, another one going back home. They making light of it. Jake really ain't doing nothing, man. Think about it. Them brothers going back and forth. Where the heck they going? Nowhere, man. They ain't doing nothing. And you think they just sit there and try to listen to what we saying? You know what I mean? So the Most High telling you right here, they did the same thing. One went to the farm, the other one went to his merchandise. Come on. Yeah. Go ahead, Ike.
Oh, my bad. I just figured it'd be choking. Sorry.
Verse 6.
And took his servant and entreated him spitefully. And
come on.
Neglect the contents.
was brought, and he sent forth his army and destroyed those murderers and burned up their city.
Okay, so now the Most High is saying, when they don't listen, He's just going to burn up their city. Come on. Verse 8.
Yeah, sorry. Then saith he to his servant, the wedding is ready, but they which were bidden were not worthy.
All right, come on.
It's arrived.
Go ye therefore into the highways, and as many ye shall find, into the marriage.
Into the marriage. He's telling you right there, go into the highways. Does that mean to go stand on I-80 freeway? Well, there ain't no but cars passing by. You can't talk to nobody? No, it's not talking about that. Does it mean that go out there on the dirt road and you might see one car pass by, nobody walking? It ain't talking about that. He said go into the highways, into the chief gates of the house of Israel. That's where we're supposed to go. All right? Go to Deuteronomy 33. Deuteronomy 33, verse 6 and 7. Now, that's what we're supposed to do. It's just like, I mean, it's all over the Bible. We're supposed to go out and teach our people. That's what we're supposed to do. You can't teach nobody going into a building, sitting in there for hours and teach. I mean, the people that come to your church, you can teach them. Get people to inquire about this truth. Go out there and reach, put your hand out, shake their hand, let them see you. You know what I'm saying? People you ain't never seen before, you know, from the house of Israel. All right? Read that out. Deuteronomy 33, verse 6 and 7.
Let Reuben live and not die.
Uh-huh.
And let not his men be few.
All right, come on.
And this is the blessing of Judah.
This is what I wanted. And this is the blessing of Judah. Go ahead.
And he said, hear, Most High, the voice of Judah, and bring him unto his people.
Right, he said, hear the voice of Judah. When we go out there, that's what we're doing. People are hearing our voice, man. We're trying to bring our people back to the Most High. Come on.
That's right. And bring him unto his people. Let his hands be sufficient for him. And be thou a help to him from his enemies.
That's why when we go out there, we're supposed to go to the house of Israel, so we ain't got to deal with our enemies, man. It's not Israel that we really have to worry about. I mean, even though Israel's the one that killed all the prophets, the enemies definitely don't want to hear what we got to say. The enemies is the one that call the police without even question. All right? We got to go to our people. All right? So that's the prophecy that we was going to go out and speak this word, and that was given by the censorship, the census. Remember Luke Skywalker when he came out, born in the USA and all that stuff. He was fighting censorship. That was made way for the children of Israel to go out and speak that truth. That whole process was for us to be able to go out and speak the truth out in the streets. That's what that whole thing was about. It was in a spiritual form. People couldn't see it. You know, go to Isaiah 44 and 3. So now that we're doing that, this is what's happening while we're going out there speaking. This is what's going on. Read Isaiah 44 and 3.
For I will pour water upon him that is thirsty, as upon the dry ground. I will pour my spirit upon thy seed, and my blessing upon thine offspring.
And that's what the Most High is doing. Just like in Joel 2:27, he said he's going to do the same thing. He's pouring the Spirit upon us, upon the children of Israel. All right? Read on out.
And they shall spring up as among the grass,
Right.
as billows by the watercourse.
Right, and that goes with Micah 5 and 7 that we read earlier. Go ahead.
One shall say, I am the Most High.
That's what we're saying now. I'm Israel. Ban Yahawadah, Ban Yasha'Allah. You know what I mean? Come on.
And another shall call himself by the name of Jacob. Other shall subscribe with the hand unto the Lord.
Unto the Most High.
And the Most High, and surname himself by the name of Israel.
Right, that's our last name now. Ban Yasha'Allah. All right, or Ban Yahawadah. Go ahead.
Thus said the Most High, the King of Israel, and his Redeemer, the Most High of hosts.
Right.
I am the first, I am the last, and beside me there is no power.
Right, he's the first and the last. Now this is a kicker. Read verse 7.
And who as I shall call and shall declare it.
Right.
And set it order for me, and I appointed the let me start over. And who as I shall call and shall declare it, and set it in order for me, since I appointed the ancient people.
The ancient people. Why? It was a question mark. He tried to tell you, look, who are going to be these ancient people? With a question mark. We're the ancient people. I don't see nobody standing up saying we're the ancient people of the Bible, but us. I mean, even the Jewish people are not doing that. They're not. When you look in the dictionary and you look under the word Israelites, it says the ancient people in the Webster's dictionary. When you look up the word Israeli, it says a new person sojourning in the land of Israel. That's what Israeli says. There's a difference between the Israelite and the Israelite. I say lie because they lying. You know what I mean? Israeli versus Israelite. Israelite is the ancient people, and those people, nobody seems to know where they at. But here we are, we waking up because we fit the prophecies. We're the ancient people, the Negroes, Latinos, and American Indians. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And the things that are coming and shall come, let them shew unto them.
Right, let them show unto them. So all the prophecies, we see what's coming. Nobody else can see it but us. Isn't that something? Isn't that ironic? Nobody sees what's coming on the earth but us. That's why we look so crazy out there. Give me Ezekiel 2 and 5, all right? Ezekiel 2 and 5. That's why we look so crazy, because nobody can see but us. You know? That's why they say, man, you sound crazy, man. You have an off way of thinking, man. You don't think like us, man. Just off. I never heard nobody talk like you. How can you be a chosen people? Ain't no chosen people. We all chosen. You know, that's the ways of the world. That's how they talk. But then you tell them don't vote for the president, and they look at you like, man, what's wrong with you? You know? Like, man, he ain't got my interest. You know? The scriptures say, as the leader also is the country. So if your president is a homosexual, you go vote for him, you a homosexual. You just like him. You ain't no better. You voted for him. You know what I mean? Read Ezekiel 2 and 5, all right?
And they, whether they will hear or whether they will prepare, for they are a rebellious house.
For they are a rebellious house. Come on.
Yet shall know that there has been a prophet among them.
Right. They are a rebellious house. We telling them what's coming. They don't want to listen, but we telling them anyway. When the time comes, then they're going to know that a prophet has been amongst them. That's when they're going to know. Okay? And it's going to be too late, man. They're going to look dismayed when that happens. You know? Let me show you how they're going to act. Go back to Micah. Go to 7:15. Micah 7:15. This is what they're going to do. when the Most High brings His judgment on the earth. All the people here, including the 2/3 of Israel. This is what they're going to do too. I believe it's Micah 7 and 15. Micah 7 and 15.
According to the days of thy coming out of the land of Egypt, will I show unto him marvelous things.
Now this is Micah. This ain't Exodus. This ain't the book of Exodus. And why are you still talking about Egypt? You know, that's how you dumbfound somebody. They be like, oh, Egypt is destroyed. That's talking about Egypt. Oh, no, Micah wasn't in Egypt. Micah was like, he came like 1,000 years later. You know what I mean? Egypt was already destroyed. Come on.
The nation shall cease and be confounded at all their might.
All the nations going to be confounded when the Most High bring those marvelous things on the earth. Come on.
They shall lay their hand upon their mouth.
They're going to gasp. They're going to have their hand over their mouth. Go ahead.
Their ears shall be deaf.
Their ears going to be deaf because when those missiles come, it's going to whistle so loud. Sound effects, right? Them missiles going to come, they're going to be so loud, it's going to burn their eardrums out, man. It says their ears shall be deaf. Alright? Go ahead.
They shall lick the dust like a serpent.
Right, that's what they're going to do. They're going to be on the ground, man, dying. Go ahead.
They shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth.
Right, the Most High going to look at them come out of their houses like, what is that noise? It's not on Channel 2 News yet. Because it ain't going to make the news. It's going to happen too fast for the news to even get it on TV. It's just like when an earthquake happened. The news don't put that on TV right away. It take them about 10 minutes, 15 minutes before they get it to you. The earthquake didn't happen and went. Destruction already happened. You know what I mean? Go ahead.
And you know that go with the rich white people who think that they can live underground in an underground city, like in the sci-fi movies, how like when a plague or something happens on the surface of the earth, they'll be living underground, like in the nuclear bunker.
Right. Well, Most High got something for them too. Let me show you. Go to Amos.
In the mountain.
Yeah, go to Amos chapter go to Amos chapter 9 and verse 2. Most High got something special for them too. Amos 9 and 2.
Though they dig into hell.
That's what they're going to be doing. Digging into hell. Digging into the earth. Come on.
This shall mine hand take them.
Right, come on.
When they come up to heaven, then will I bring them down.
Yeah, they're going to try to go into space too. Not just in the bunkers under the earth. They're going to try to jump in their little spaceships and leave. Most High going to bring them right back down to the earth. What are you going to leave for? You going to go up there? The chariots are up there. Them chariots going to be sitting up there just picking them off, man, one by one. But you know, Esau looking for planets right now. You know, he looking for planets. Most High just going to shoot them down. You know what I mean? So that's what the Most High going to do. Alright, so that was we left off in Micah, right?
Yeah, I'm still. They shall be afraid of the Most High, our power, and shall fear because of thee.
Right. So that's the whole point, you know. That's why we go out and we teach the truth, man, so our people can wake up before that great and dreadful day come. You know.
What was that? Amos and 2?
That was Amos 9 and 2. So go to Tobit. Oh, I got Tobit. You don't have the Apocrypha, do you? Do you have the Apocrypha?
Yeah,
I got it. I'll read it. Tobit. This is Tobit 13 and 3. It's showing how we go amongst the Gentiles just to push this word too. You know. Tobit 13 and 3. And the Gentiles is talking about Israelite Gentiles, not the Gentiles of the other nations. Okay. It says, confess him before the Gentiles, ye children of Israel, for he hath scattered us among them. Okay? So we're going to go amongst our own people to teach this truth. it's going to be Gentiles. There's going to be some Gentiles amongst our people. You know what I mean? Because you got Hamites, you got Africans, when they come to America, they stay in the hood too. You got Somalians, they stay in the hood too. You got Arabs, they stay in the hood too, right? Moabites, they stay in the hood too. We all stay. The scriptures told us that we was going to be in the midst of them. But our people are predominantly there. That's their area of hanging out. You know, they feel safe hanging out there on the corners versus down there in the corporate world area. All right? So we're going to go amongst our people and push this word. It says, there declare his greatness and extol him before all the living, for he is our power, and he is the most high, our Father, forever. See that?
Has left the conference.
Okay, so we're going to go there. Let's go. We're almost done. We're about 7 more verses and we'll be done. Go to John 1 and 23. John 1 and 23. Gospel of John. But us going out there on the highways and byways is not something that's praised. It's what we're supposed to do. We're only doing what our forefathers did. Okay? That's all we're doing. You know, but today's society, you know, people look at you crazy when you just walk into the store. You know, everybody drive their cars today. You know, I don't know how it is in other cities. I know New York, a lot of people walk. But California, everything's kind of spread out. So people drive cars. So people look at you crazy when you're walking. You know what I mean? Like you ain't got nothing. That's how they front. That's how Jake's so messed up, man. So vain, you know. Go to John 1 and 23. You got it out?
Yes.
Read that.
He said, I am the voice of the one crying in the wilderness. Make straight the way of the Most High, as said the prophet Isaiah.
Right, said the prophet Isaiah. You know what I mean? This is what we doing. When we go out, we making straight the way of the Most High. We preparing a highway for the Most High to have his son come back. We pushing that spirit out there. Abanawa Yahweh Bahashim Mashiach Yahushua. We pushing that spirit out into the elements. Alright? Getting it ready. That was John 1 and 23. Go to Psalms 32 and 8. Because Yahushua, when he came on the earth, his job was to teach us how to do it. You know? Psalms 32 and 8. You got it?
Yeah.
Read it.
I will instruct thee and teach thee in a way which thou shalt know.
Right. The Most High said he going to teach us in the way that we should go. That's what Yahushua came and taught us. Teach us the way to go. Go to Proverbs 9 and 9. He said, I'm going to instruct you one way, and I'm going to show you the straight way. All right? I'm going to teach you how to go. What you supposed to do? Go to Proverbs 9 and 9.
Give instruction to a wise man, and he will yet be wiser.
Right, he going to be wiser. Come on.
Teach a just man, and he will increase in learning.
That's why it ain't for everybody. You teach some people, it go in one ear and out the other. You be wondering, how come he can't get it? But he's not wise to the ways of the Most High. Or she's not wise to the ways of the Most High. You can't teach somebody who don't want to be taught. Okay? That means that they're not wise in the ways of the Most High. Okay? Go to Matthew 10 and 5. So this is why Yahushua said this. You know? There's instructions. Yahushua came with orders. When he came on the earth, he brought orders to us.
These 12 Yahushua sent forth, and commanded them, saying, Go not into the way of the Gentiles, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not.
Right. Go ahead. Come on.
But go to the lost sheep of the house of Israel.
But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. Come on.
Heal the sick, and as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand.
So when we say that, people look at us like we crazy. The kingdom of heaven is at hand. Come on.
Heal the sick, cleanse the lepers, raise the dead, cast out devils, freely ye have received, freely give.
And that's how the pastors are supposed to be teaching today. And they don't do that. They want your tithings. They want you at the end of the year to give $100. You know that some of these mega churches are actually running credit checks on they people. They're running credit checks, man. You know, these 501c3 charters. Some of them, not all of them, but some of them, like these mega churches, are running credit checks. You know what I mean? Trying to figure out how much this person make. You know, try to get your money, man. It says, freely as you receive, freely give. That's how we supposed to deal with it. You know what I mean? That's how you know this place is gone, man. This place is gone. Most I say, go into the lost sheep of the house of Israel. That's where we're supposed to go. All right? Go to Daniel 11 and 32 and 33. A lot of the pastors are just destroyed. They don't know what they're doing. You know? They in it for the money. Some of them actually in it for the women. Believe it or not. Some of them are actually in it for the homosexuals. You see some of these churches in the pulpits, the musicians, all the musicians be gay. The homosexuals. You know what I mean? And I mean, they ain't even supposed to be in the church. The pastor, you cut them backwards and forwards with the scriptures. Why are you in my church and you not changing your ways? You know? But no, you got to pay the drummer because he's gay and he's dating the guitarist because he's gay. And you just like them in your church. They liven it up. You know what I mean? Read that out. Daniel 11, 32 and 33. You got it?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
And they that understand among the people shall instruct many.
That's those who believe and understand this word will be able to instruct many. Go ahead.
Yes, they shall fall by the sword and by flame, by captivity and by spoil many days.
That's why the Most High said, go out and warn the wicked before they fall by sword, flame, captivity, and by spoil. All right? These pastors that let these homosexuals in there, don't you know they're going to die the same way? They're going to die the same way as that homosexual because they didn't warn them. And that's a cold piece. It's a cold piece how the Most High set that up. You know? That scripture, the one that we just read, Daniel 11:33. That's the scripture, Daniel chapter 11, verse 33. Yeah, so a lot of these pastors going to have the same death as these homosexuals and these adulterers. All right? They're going to have the same death as some of these murderers they let in their church. All right? I know a pastor who killed his brother just because he wanted his woman. All right? And showed up to the funeral. That's how wicked some of these pastors are. Right there in East Oakland. It wasn't his brother he killed, it was his cousin he killed. He shot his cousin, showed up at the funeral. A pastor. That's how wicked they are. Then he's going to go up and teach a sermon on Sunday. That's wicked as hell, man. It's wicked as hell. That's wickedness. Jake is gone. Alright? I'll read John 14 and 6. John 14 and 6. John 14 and 6. Go ahead. Read.
That child said unto him, I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me.
By him. Yahushua is showing us the way how to go to the Father. And how is he doing it? By showing us to keep the law, statutes, and commandments. Alright? Jump to let's go to we're about to come to close. Bring out Matthew 13:11 about the tares and the wheat. Let's go there. Matthew 13. We're going to touch on this real quick. 13 and 11.
And said unto them, because it is given unto you to know the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven, but to know to them it is not given.
To them it is not given. Why? Because we're the light of the world. Okay? The children of Israel are the light of the world. And to us, we receive the mysteries and the secrets of the Most High. Come on.
For whosoever hath, to him shall be given, and he shall have more abundance. But whosoever hath not, from him shall be taken away, even that he hath.
Right, that's to those who hear this truth and don't go out and produce. Come on.
Therefore speak I to them in parables.
Right.
Because seeing they see not, and hearing they hear not.
Right.
Neither do they understand.
Right, neither do they understand. Go to Ephesians 4:1. Oh, I'm sorry. Stay where you are. Ephesians. That was, hold on to Matthew 13. That was Matthew 13 and 11. Hold that chapter and go back to Ephesians 1 and 4. We're going to read Ephesians 1 and 4. We're just going to revisit it. Revisit Ephesians 1 and 4. And we're going to come right back to Matthew 13.
According as he ordered that he had chosen in him before the foundation of the world.
So the Most High set up Israel from the foundation of the world. He knew who was going to be saved and he knew who wasn't, based on him entering into the earth and living on the earth by the things that we do. Alright? The Most High set this whole thing up. Alright? Go back to Matthew 13 and read 24 to 30.
Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while the men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among them, and split up and brought forth fruit. Then appeared the tares also. So the servant of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, did it not thou sow good seed in thy field?
Right, come on.
From whence then hath it fared?
Right, so what is a parable? Anybody know what a parable is?
An alternate way of describing a situation, not a situation, a saying.
A parable, what it is it's a deep saying, like a prophetic saying, something that's deep. Symbolism, using symbolism to convey a message. Okay, it's like, for example, they say, what's something that they say? They say, you can't compare apples to oranges. Basically, they say that when you're talking about two different people, or this person's like night and day. That's like a parable. You know what I'm saying? It's like a deep saying. It's a symbolism for whatever you're trying to convey across. You know what I mean? Okay, does that make sense?
It's like when Yahweh was talking to the disciples and they was at the table. He said, drink the blood of my cup is the body of me. That's a parable.
Right, because
they couldn't understand it.
Right, he thought he was a vampire.
Like he was talking about drink my blood.
Yeah, he's like, man, I'm a vampire. I'm Vlad Tepes. I'm gonna drink if you drink my blood, then you have everlasting life. They didn't understand that, like the brother said. Go ahead, Op. Read on. Do you guys understand what a parable is, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Read on, Op.
So the servant of the householder came and said unto him, Sir, did it not thou sow good seed in thy field?
What verse you on, Op?
Oh, I'm sorry, from within, that was 27, 28. And he
Okay.
said unto them, an enemy has done this. The servant said unto him, wilt thou then we go and gather them up?
Right.
But he said, nay, lest thou ye gather up the tares, ye root up also the wheat pitcher.
All right, come on.
Let both grow together until the harvest. And in the time of the harvest I will say to the reapers, gather ye together first the tares, and bind them in bundles to burn them. But gather the wheat into my barn.
Stop right there. So basically right there, Yahushua is telling you that the tares and the wheat are two different things. Basically, the tares represent the wheat, represents the other nations, okay? And he's going to explain it. I'm going to let the scriptures explain it, because Yahushua breaks it down, because at this particular moment, he's talking to the multitude of people. Just like when we go out, we talk to the multitude of people. A lot of times, people don't understand what we're saying. We speaking deep sayings. But when we get amongst each other, we talk plain, and we understand it. You know what I mean? Go to verse 36. He's going to explain what he's talking about. Verse 36.
Then Yahushua sent the multitude away, and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him, saying, declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field.
Right, this was bothering them, because they was trying to figure out what he meant when he was talking about it was a parable to them too. Come on. Read.
He answered unto them, he that soweth the good seed is the Son of Man.
Right, that's the Hamashiach Yahushua. He's the one that sowed the good seed. Come on.
The field is the world.
The field is the world. Come on.
The good seed are the children of the kingdom.
Right.
The tares are the children of the wicked.
The tares are the children of the wicked one. That's the other nations, and that's the brothers and sisters. The tares also represent a mixture of Israel. Those who are they look like an Israelite, but they're actually Edomites. Okay, their father is an Edomite. You know what I mean? Those are tares. Or their father is Japanese, their mother is an Israelite. Those are tares. All right, that's what a tare is. So they gonna grow up right amongst the Israelites, and oh man, that's a Jake, and he ain't no Jake. He's an Edomite. You got black Edomites, just like you got black white Israelites. You know what I'm saying? Same thing. You got some white Israelites whose grandfather was a dark Israelite, black Israelite. Okay. So I mean, you gotta always ask who their father is, and a lot of times they go back farther than that. And the person may not know. So you judge them based on their spirit, really. You know what I mean? Okay, go ahead. So go to Isaiah 17:5. But when we go out there, it's a lot of confusion when we do that, when we speaking on the streets and in camps, because mainly we're trying to get Jake. So you have to be careful when you're talking on the streets, because sometimes actual Edomites will come up and listen, and they'll act like they're interested, but they're actually Edomites. But they understand what you're saying. They may not be Jakes, but they're Edomites. But you may think they're Jake because they're listening. That's why you have to be very careful. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of times you test the spirit by asking them certain things. And when they reject it, they keep rejecting. The thing about an Edomite, he keep twisting and turning and twisting. That's an Edomite. He don't want to hear the word. That's Satan in him. You know what I mean? That's how you know. All right, but you got some that just sit there and listen. So let's go to... and you have to remember, our biggest concern, really, when we're going out there to speak, our biggest concern is to wake up the Negroes, the Latinos, the American Indians, all those who are on that 12 tribes of Israel sign. Those brothers are the ones we're trying to wake up. The Guatemalans, the Cubans, the Haitians, the Dominicans, all right? The Guatemalans, did I say that already? Yeah, the Puerto Ricans, all those people on that 12 tribe sign, those are the people that were really those are the people that were trying to wake up, okay? And the only way they're really truly going to wake up is if the Most High put that spirit on them to hear us and wake up. It's like time capsules. So our biggest thing is not to really talk or teach the Edomites or any other nation. Our job is to teach the 12 tribes of Israel who are lost. Those are the lost people. Okay? Then the Edomites and the Ishmaelites and the Moabites and the Ammonites, they can stand on the side and listen. We don't have a problem with them listening. But as soon as they start bucking up, that's when we go into the truth and we tell them what's going to happen to their nation. You got it? So you see some brothers, just because somebody's standing around, they go off on them. We ain't got to go off on them. They can listen. You know, if we're teaching a sermon on the street where somebody can actually hear and understand what we're saying, they can listen all they want. Did not Yahushua in Mark chapter 3 teach the multitude of the people? You had Edomites dwelling within that multitude. You had Moabites, Ammonites, you had Africans, the Hamites, dwelling within that multitude. That's why he waited until he came back into the house to tell the secrets to the disciples. So that's what we got to always think about. Hey, our job is to go out and teach the 12 tribes of Israel, who are nations. Because you got to understand that the 12 tribes breaks down into nations themselves. Each tribe is a nation. That's why in Genesis 35 it said that they will be a company of nations. Company upon a company of nations upon nations. So we're not talking about other nations when we say nations upon nations. We're talking about actually the nations upon nations. That's Israel. Nations upon nations. Within the 12 tribes. Okay? So you get to understand it. You read 38, right? So the field is the world, the good seed and the children of the kingdom. It says the good seed are the children of the kingdom, but the tares are the children of the wicked one. And there's a precept in Isaiah 17 where he talks about who the children of Israel are like. They're like the wheat, they're like the corn, they're like the harvest. Okay? Go ahead, read verse 39 out.
The enemy that sows them is the devil. The harvest
right.
is the end of the world. The reapers are the angels.
Right, you go to a farm or a garden and you look at vegetables that grow, and weeds are always trying to shoot up right around it. You notice that? Weeds are always trying to grow around a plant. And so what the Most High said, Yahushua said, let them both grow up together. When they're at its full, then we'll come back and we'll chop down the tares. All right, and then we'll pull out the true people. Okay, go ahead. Where you at, Doc? Where you at, Doc?
And therefore the tares are gathered and burned in the fire.
Right, the tares are gathered and burnt in the fire. Go ahead.
So shall it be in the end of this world.
Hold that verse, Doc, and go to Revelation 21 and 8. So shall it be as in the end of the world. So all these tares, they're going to die by fire, right? They're going to die in the fire. They're going to try to imitate us, act like us, but they're tares. All right?
But the fearful and unbelieving and the abominable and the murderers and the whoremongers and the sorcerers and the idolaters, all the liars, shall have their hearts elate with furnace with fire and brimstone, which is the second death.
Which is the second death. So these people are going to die. They're going to die once when the nuclear fire hit them, and then they're going to die again. You know? And these are the Israelites who are going to die here. These are the fearful and the unbelieving. These are the Israelites who are going to die with Satan's people in the fire. The ones who were doing wrong according to the law. Okay? Go ahead, go back to Matthew and read 41 to 42, and we're going to end it with that.
The Son of Man shall send forth his angels, and they shall gather out of his kingdom all things that offend, and them which do iniquity.
Them which do iniquity. He going to cleanse the earth. That's why we're going to live in peace, finally. Come on.
And shall cast them into a furnace of fire. There shall be wailing and gnashing of teeth.
Right, that's what's going to happen in the last days. So, we're growing up with the tares. There's a lot of tares in the community. All right? Like Bob Marley was a tare. Look how many people love Bob Marley. Okay? Yeah, different actors that are tares. What's the other dude that had the black mother rock music. What's his name? What's his name, Barzal? The brother that had a black mother and a white father, and all the women love him. The Edomite girls love him too. Light-skinned brother. Played the guitar. I can't think of his name. Lenny Kravitz, yeah, Lenny Kravitz. He's an Edomite, you know. Yeah, you got Edomites growing up with the terrorists. They taking all the glory of Jake. You know what I'm saying? And they're really Edomites. You know, it's a heavy thing. So the Most High said he was going to send us amongst the Gentiles, and then he was going to pull us out of the Gentiles, that small remnant that's not corrupted. That's why he said, come out of her, my people. You know, we got to come out of these wicked ways of America, man. Because right now, it's got our people dumbfounded. With that, I'm going to close. Anybody got any questions? Anybody got any questions out there? All right, we're going to end it with that. We're going to, everybody stand and face the east. We're going to say our last prayer. I'll have my shofar. Alright. Abanawa, Shabbat Shemayim, Kadash, Hayan, Hayah Shamka, Yahweh, Malak Wathika, Thabah, Rataza'aka, Hayah, Isha, Barataza, Kawa, Hayah, Bashemayim, Natalanawa, Lakam, Kayawam, Wasalakanawa, Chua Wathiyanawa, Kasalakanawa, Chua Wathiyanawa, Wa'ala'a, Abiyanawa, Banasayawan, Abal, Hawashinawa, Mayan, Rai, Kaya, Laka, Hamlakwas, Waha'ala, Wahataprath, the Walayam, Aman, Yahweh, Bahashim, Hamashiach, Yahushai, Rakata, Kwam Abanawa, Yahweh, Kwam Hamashiach, Yahushai, Kwam Yasha'ala. We pray that the Most High blesses, that He blesses in the name of Abanawa, Yahweh, by Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, that we grow, that we get stronger, and that we wake up our people, and that you heal us and watch over us, keep us away from evil, bless us with your favor and your mercy. We give you all praise. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, thank you for your word going out this night. We pray that many get blessed behind it. By Hashem Mashiach Yahushua, Amen. All right, Israel. Shalom, shalom.
This is the word of the Lord of hosts. I took you from the pastures and from following the sheep to be prince over my people Israel. I have been with you wherever you have gone and have destroyed all the enemies in your path. I will make you a great name among the great ones of the earth. I will assign a place for my people in Israel. There I will plant them, and they shall dwell in their own land.